All right. Welcome everybody to Momentum Tuesday. Super excited to have you guys as you're jumping in the chat. Drop in where you guys are tuning in from and what the weather's like. We have some special guests with us who they're in just a frigid 65-degree weather right now in Florida. So we're praying for them. We hope they make it through that cold front that's going through. But I don't know. I'm excited to be here with you guys. So hopefully you guys are excited to hear from our guests. But first, guys, I want to get this into presenter mode to be able to go through some reminders, some updates. Hopefully you guys are getting the Momentum Tuesday or Momentum Monday emails and all of our emails. So let me make sure that I'm sharing. Give me a thumbs up if you see Momentum Live on your screen. Brian, Holly, perfect. Okay, we are moving in the right direction, guys. Momentum Tuesday Live. Here we go. Let me maybe. All right, I'm Gentry Bean, one of your U.S. sales directors here at LifeVantage. Again, going over our proper disclosures, just want to make sure, again, all of our income claims or health claims, they are all contingent and different. So we don't want to make any promises that anything's going to work, but the working works. We all know that, right? So just going to throw that out there. Reminder, guys, tomorrow the contact center is closed for their activation day where they go through updates, training. So they will be down tomorrow. So make sure you guys are doing things through the app. You're getting emails sent in, or you are going through your back office to get those orders placed and things taken care of. But they will be open at 1 p.m. after 1 p.m. tomorrow. Again, we have a lot going on. So this is why we want to make sure we go through these slides so that you guys are up to date and in the know. Global convention is right around the corner, guys. Literally almost a month, a little over a month and a half away. Well, month, April 24th. We're going to go with that because that's the actual day. So here in Salt Lake City, great time, great place to be. Come out, get to lock arms and hear from some amazing speakers, but also just get to feel that LifeVantage community, that culture, the fun, the excitement of everything that we've got going on through all of our markets. So definitely make sure that you are getting that ticket and again, following Facebook, because again, sometimes life happens, some people can't make it. So if you're still looking for a ticket, check the Facebook pages. I know people are selling and or trying to um, get that ticket to somebody else so that somebody can come and make that experience. Growth Summit will be following right after for all those people that have earned that Growth Summit, which will be an amazing time there in the Salt Lake area. But that will be right after on the 27th and 28th. And then our July activate will be July 12th. So make sure that's our virtual. So make sure you're getting your teams together, you're putting a plan together to get everybody on your team, whether it's in a warm area, whatever you're doing, make it fun, make it exciting, have a party with it because we're going to go over highlights, updates, great information that you're going to want to know for your business to finish out the last half of 2025. We have our incentive trip for Vietnam, for Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, Thailand, Philippines, and Singapore, July 8th through the 11th. Our Alaska trip, guys, we are in the final month of that qualification. So if you're running for that, get in your back office, check those trackers, make sure that you have your enroll and your retain tracks to be able to make this trip. You might have the points, but definitely make sure that you've got those retain and enroll tracks locked in. You need 3 of each to be able to qualify for this trip. You don't want to miss it. It's an amazing experience. And then we have announced our Race into the Future Momentum Academy in October on the 24th and 25th. So lock those dates in, put them on a calendar. Again, if you don't put it on a calendar, you won't remember it. And life happens, things pop up. But if you've got it down in your phone on a hard copy of a calendar, you will know that something's there at that time. So you don't double book yourself. You're not going to want to miss that. So make sure that you are preparing to come to Dallas. Growth Summit. We are in the new qualification. September. If you're running right now, get to MC1 and maintain that for 2 additional months. September 12th through the 14th. You do not want to miss Growth Summit. Again, great experience, training, connection, fun, excitement. Get to hear from the corporate staff and get to learn how to grow your business at a different level. So definitely want you guys to be there if you are running for that. And if you have team members who are joining, make sure you're setting plans and goals for them to get to that growth summit. Global convention, guys, like I mentioned, go ahead and scan this. Make sure that you guys are getting those tickets, getting your hotel room, getting all accommodations covered. It's a busy weekend or week in Salt Lake for that, so make sure you're just not delaying on that in any way, shape, or form. Here's kind of a high level agenda. Again, on the 23rd, we have some office tours. We're going to kick off our Asia APAC celebrations. We're going to do some shopping experience. The store, obviously, everybody loves the store. There's always great things that come out at the store. On the 24th, we have our breakfast in blue. We have some leadership meetings, a welcome party. Store and registration again will be open. Then we kick off on the 25th. We kick off our general sessions. We have our legacy project. We have our EC reception, recognition gala. Everybody loves recognition, so we definitely want to make sure if you're running for recognition, make sure that you are locking in that rank this month because this is the last month to qualify to be recognized at Global Convention. And then Saturday, again, more general sessions. And then what we love to do here at LifeVantage, individual team meetings. Your presidentials, your executives get together, break off in different areas, do team meetings, trainings, recap what the event was, what you learned, what you're going to do to implement. So amazing time to be able to come out to Salt Lake City, Utah, and again, just learn, experience, and have a great time. Guys, we are in our drive era. If you have not been paying attention, here we are, drive era, folks. So again, we are doing a driver's lounge. We've announced this back in January at our virtual. So anyone who earns 18 enroll tracks, guys, enroll tracks meaning you get one consultant at 150 and the rest of that 750 can come from customers or all consultants. That's your enroll track. Every time you get an enroll track, this counts towards your drive era driver's lounge experience. We want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to do that. So make sure you are running for the driver's lounge. There's going to be some great things in the driver's lounge. Let me pull up my email really quick. Sorry, guys. There was the email that just came out today showed what is going to be happening in the driver's lounge. I meant to write this down. So you have VR games, you have racing simulators, bike activation rate, racing, meditation area, charging stations, free Axio, snacks, car racing games. Guys, it's going to be a fun time back there. It's not just going to be this like boring area. It's going to be a great place to be. So you're going to want to be in that I call it a driver's pit, but it's a driver's lounge, really in the know, having fun, rubbing shoulders. You never know. You might run through some presidentials. You might talk to some executives. You might see Steve, Kristen, Julie, Lisa. All of our C-suite might be back there at some point. Being able to have those intimate conversations and just have fun overall. So again, get those 18 tracks. And right now in the month of March, we are doubling down on those enroll tracks. So you will get double the points for these enroll tracks. If you get one, we'll give you another point. So make sure you are taking advantage of that. Again, breakfast in blue. We updated that just barely. We have now opened that up to our senior consultant threes and above. If you go out and you get 25 enroll tracks, you'll be able to experience breakfast in blue and also earn a shopping gift card at breakfast in blue to be able to buy yourself some fancy. I don't know what that fancy thing might be. It might be a bracelet, might be some earrings, a necklace, whatever fancy you like, you might be able to snag that with your breakfast in blue. So again, make sure any ranks of SC3 or higher, if you are running, you get double those points, but get to 25 tracks by the end of this month, and you will be able to experience breakfast in blue. So great time, great experience. Make sure you're running for that. All the details are updated on the pages on the website. So make sure you're checking those if you want more information. We have announced our guest speaker, Kelly Girardi. Guys, if you have not seen what I had to write this down because I don't know what this is, but she's a bioastronautics researcher. That seems pretty big. I don't know about you, but I would want to learn what that is. But also knowing that she's an astronaut. She's an author, a science communicator, aerospace professional. This is pretty cool. I've never personally been around somebody that's been to space or looking to do space things. That's pretty cool to be able to hear from her from stage, and she's going to relate her experience of life into personal development, growth, business, all of those things that will, you never know, be able to implement in your life, in your business, and help your team grow every single day. So make sure you guys are at Global to be able to hear her speak. Again, month of March is the final month for recognition for convention. Make sure you get that. And guys, the MB products, make sure you scan this code. In our hub, guys, we have some amazing resources. If you're not taking action and using those resources, sharing those resources with all of your people, you're missing out. There's great tools and resources in there. We want to make sure everybody is using that. Again, hub.lifevantage.com to get those resources. Here's just a quick little portion of what you might find in there. Again, protein, obviously we need protein in our body. Kind of breaks down what we need, what we don't need. So definitely take a look at that. But again, I've talked way too much. I feel like I need to get this over to Brian and Holly Highfield. Guys, I'm excited to be able to have them on the call today. Brian and Holly live in Sarasota, Florida. They have a 7-year-old son named Austin. They moved from Ohio into the frigid area of Florida to be able to escape the winter because they were tired of those cold days and the frigid 65 that they're in right now. I hope they make it through. But no, they are executive consultant 2, pushing executive consultant 3, guys. That's a huge rank. They are right on the cusp of that. Again, they love to attend Austin sporting games. They love to travel. They love to help everyone. I get the pleasure of working with them all the time. They have an amazing team, just like a lot of you on this call have amazing teams. But I feel like they have a special team. They really do. They have some amazing communities in their team and within our Amish community. And I love being able to work with them, help them, and just help everybody. So, again, Brian and Holly, I'm excited to have you guys on the call to kind of talk a little bit of MB, um, the Healthy Pro Stack, but what you're doing to enroll right now, what you're doing in your business to really get things moving. I'm going to stop my share so that people can see you guys, because I want them to see you and not me. So let me start this off. What is one thing that you guys are doing to help people get more yeses on your team with enrolling and sharing?
I got to
Brian,
take
either
myself off
way.
of mute. I know, Brian, do you want to start or we're gonna tag team here a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, we can throw it back and forth like we usually do.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When it comes to kind of sealing the deal, what I'm finding is there's two things actually, in my opinion, that we're not doing enough of, right? I'm guilty of it still, even 13 years with LifeVantage this month. Woohoo, right? Is we don't ask enough questions and we don't try to make an emotional connection. Okay. So what I mean by that is if someone's sitting there telling you like, oh my gosh, I need to lose some weight, like the weather's warming up, or I really wish I could drop a few pounds. How many of you quickly jump in and say, oh my gosh, I have just the thing for you. It's the only, product that increases your GLP by 140%. Like guilty. We're quick to want to dive in and start talking about the features and the benefits and the science of it, right? But what if you took a step back and you let them know that you heard them? Say, oh, so I hear you want to lose some weight. How much are you looking to lose? Right? How would your life be different? Or what would you do differently if you achieve that goal? Start getting them to think about what their life would be like once they hit that goal. We do a lot about it when we talk about the business as far as our why. So just go ahead and think about that. Like, how would your life be different if you achieved your goal? What do you think has held you back thus far from achieving your goals, right? Maybe why aren't you where you want to be right now? What are you hoping to accomplish? If you were to try this product, what would you be hoping to accomplish? And like realistically, how long are you willing to try the product right? So really try to get an understanding of where their headspace is through asking those questions, because then they're thinking, oh my gosh, they actually care. They're not just diving in to try to sell me the benefits on the product. They actually want to know about me, right? So, and when once you kind of do that, we talk about making that emotional connection. I know Brian can probably hop in here too, but say for example, maybe someone who's a little overweight. Do you think that clothing shopping is a fun experience for them? Probably not. So if they're telling you some of their pain points or some things that they would do differently, what if you told them that they didn't have to dread clothing shopping anymore? Or what if you told them that, what if the idea of going for a walk or even playing with the kids or the grad kids wasn't something that felt daunting or that put them off anymore? They would actually be motivated and excited to want to be more engaged in their own life and be more social because they would feel better about themselves. They would have more confidence, those types of things. So I think making that emotional connection and relating it to things that they can relate to is far better way to approach a product offering than just spitting out clinical studies and results.
Yeah, and I'm guilty of this as well, and because I'm a science geek, right? And so I love to just dive into the details of a product and tell people, oh, it's got this feature and it has this and this that, and the whole concept here, what we're saying and what Holly's getting at is, don't sell the features of the product, sell the benefits and the experience that they're going to have with it. That's what you need to talk about, and you're only going to really be able to frame that up if you ask questions for that person, like you're saying, and find out more about them and what's going on in their head as they're answering the questions. They're putting themselves in a frame of mind. They're visualizing that experience already. And so they're really helping you out and meeting you halfway so that when you do offer the solution, so they can have the experience and the benefits that you're talking about, that they're already in that frame of mind and thinking about it. And so that's going to generate more yeses.
I love that. That is so big. I appreciate you guys sharing that because I told Holly the other day when we were texting back and forth, I'm reading a book by a guy by the name of Dwayne Dyer, and he talks about recruiting, right? He talks about how, and this is kind of weird. I was like, wait, what? He's like, it's like a 15-second kiss, right? Girls are gonna know sooner in that 15-second kiss whether you might be, they want to date you, whatever they want to talk to you for that. Men are a little bit different, right? That emotional side might not fully be there. That's the difference in knowing your prospects, understanding who you're talking to, making that emotional connection before you just jump in and try to like word vomit on people. So again, I found that pretty cool. Like it's like your 15-second kiss. You have 15 seconds to really, not really, I hate to use the word impress, but I like to use the word, I don't even know the word. Like I can't come to my brain.
Activate,
Yeah, like yeah, captivate
have
or
them questioning or wanting to come back for a second date or a second kiss.
exactly. Yes. So I love what you I love how that kind of tied into what you guys said. That's super cool. Moving on because we're short on time, but um why is it personally important to enroll, say at your rank at executive consultants, right? You're up there in the ranks. You're doing really well. You have a big team. You're trying to help the team. Why do you think it is so important to enroll at even at your rank in the business and with
Yeah.
your experience and time in the business?
And there's actually several reasons for this, and I can think of like five off the top of my head, but a couple. One, I believe that a leader is doing their best service by leading by example. And so I don't like to ask my team to do something that I'm not doing myself. And so just a principle of why you still recruit. And another biggie really is I guess I'll use the expression where you're really teaching a marching parade. You know, people are coming in and out of your business all the time because life happens for people. We have people that joined the business, were excited, left for a while, came back, left for a while, came back, and other people that just kind of come and go. That's just how the business works, guys. That's normal. And so if you are thinking that you're just going to recruit 5 leaders and be done and sit back and cash your checks, that's not how this works at all. And you're going to learn a hard lesson. So you've got to keep your funnel full. You've got to keep bringing in new folks, when that happens, those excited new people bring in excitement to your team. Okay, they bring a lot of excitement to your team. So you want to go out there and find those people that are going to get excited about this, and it's just going to send a jolt of electricity through everyone on your team when they come in, and people see, yeah, and they remind themselves like, yeah, I was that excited, and they start thinking, I should still be excited. This is still such a great opportunity. These are great products, and so those are 2 huge reasons why you want to do that. And I don't know, Holly, if you have any you want to add to that.
I mean, leading by example, I think, is always important, especially if you are not where you want to be in your business, then you need to constantly be pushing the envelope. And the other piece to that is, I love incentive trips. Dangle a carrot in front of me. I'm that person. I'm going to run for it. And I'll be honest, there was a trip that kind of slipped away through our fingers, and it still haunts me to today. But I think that it's important to stay relevant, right? When you are active and you're enrolling and you're in your business, you're going to be relevant to the marketplace. You're going to be relevant to understanding what's going on in the marketplace, what's changing, what are consumers wanting, right? Their consumers' wants and needs are ever changing. They're constantly, they've got more information at their fingertips. There's so many options available to them, and it can be extremely overwhelming. And I think our ability to show other people, like, we've been in it 13 years and we're still enrolling. We're still earning incentive trips. We're letting our team know that you can still do this. Whether you're just getting started or you've been around for a while, like, you can teach an old dog new tricks, right? You can still be up there and partaking in all the fun stuff if you want to be. And so I don't know. I think that's partly why. And I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm a
because
competitive
most
person
people,
too, so I like to win
yeah,
things. I like to get the
most
recognition. So
most people think that, yeah, well, it's got to be easy for you guys. You've been doing this for a while. You're EC2s. People should be lining up at your door to sign up. No, I wish. I wish they were. And we have the same struggles, the same challenges that everyone has, and it doesn't matter your rank. You're going to run into those same challenges with people. They don't know that we're an EC2. They don't care we're an EC2 because they don't know what that means. And so we have to earn their trust just like anybody would. And so that's important. And we just have been around a while, so we kind of know the mindset to go in with, and we kind of know what to say in certain situations, but just from experience. And that's how you get experience, is you go out there and do this over and over and over again, and you'll be just an experience in doing this as well. So this isn't easy for anyone. It's simple, but we have the same challenges that a brand new person does when they sign up. So just want to make that point.
That's great. I love those answers because again, you're making it so relatable to the newest person, and that's the purpose, right? Like we're in this business to help people, whether that's financially or um, in the health side of it. But at the same time, you can go out and talk to a million people and get no's all day long, but you've got to keep doing it, right? You've got to keep pushing, and that's how you guys got to where you are today. You pushed through battles, you've figured things out, you've maneuvered different situations, you've not given up, and that's the coolest thing because looking at the team that you have, and that kind of leads into my next question with the team that you have, what is some of the ways that you help them with enrolling personally? Because I know that's a big feat, right? When you come in, it's like, oh, I've got all these people, but I don't know how to talk to them, right? What would be some tips and tricks that you guys have used to help your team kind of get started in the enrolling phase of this?
Yeah, I mean, a big one is we do a lot of 3-way calls, especially with our Amish group. It's that third-party validation. They have to hear it from someone else, and they do a good job of framing it up for the prospect and then getting them on the phone with one of us. And in that, all we do is tell them about our experience with the products, experience with the company. We ask a lot of questions to them to find out where they're at in their life, and figure out how to frame this up as an opportunity for them, whether it be, just as a product consumer, or if they're looking for to be a consultant in that. So third party validation is huge in this business. It's been taught since day one, since we got here, and it's still just as true today as it was back then. And so that's a big any leader. If you have any consultant on your team, you are a leader, and so you want to make sure you're doing third party validation for your consultants as well.
Yeah. And if it's not calls, you can do text messages, especially for the newer person who's probably nervous. They're afraid to invite someone or offer something because they're afraid they won't have the answer, right? I think we put too much pressure on ourselves and we feel like we need to know everything. So our job is to try to relieve some of that pressure, and that stress and that fear, and simply let them know, say, hey, as soon as they ask you a question, tell them that's an excellent question. I'm just getting started. Let me start a group text with somebody that could probably answer that question better than I can, and we can learn together. So, one, it sets the great example again to that person that they don't need to know everything, whether they're choosing to be a customer or looking at the business. And two, it relieves some of that pressure so that person can literally watch and then they've got something to refer back to. It's like, oh, that's how they spun that, or that's what they said to that. And again, there's no silver bullet, right? There's no silver bullet is, oh, I'm going to say this and they're going to say yes every time, because your goal is simply to feed them the information that they need in order to make a decision. That's what this is all about. Yes, we want to close sales. Who doesn't want to hear a yes? But if you can lead someone down that path to get them what they need. And that's going to be group messages. It's going to be leveraging the tools, using the apps, sending the videos, sending them to your website. I cannot emphasize this enough. I get still to this day get text messages from folks who have been in a really long time, and they're like, what video should I send? Where do I send them for product information? Send them to your website. The company has done such a phenomenal job with these websites, you guys. Frequently asked questions, links to all the studies. It gives you ingredients, benefits. All the videos and shareables are all along every product page that is on your website. I mean, my goodness, I don't know what question someone could possibly have after going to your website, right? At that point, they're probably just like grasping at straws, right? Because they're afraid to tell you no or not now, maybe, right at that point. But use the tools. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Leverage the group text, the group chats in Facebook, like the DMs. You can do groups that way too. Whatever that person or you're most comfortable with from communicating perspective, just use it. Just leverage that. That's what we've been doing as far as helping people get going and inviting. Yeah.
I love that. That's huge. That's again the leverage, the third party validation, and just being able to help people understand, like you said, like the tools that LifeVantage has given to the newest person, right? You don't have to feel like you have to know it all right out of the gate. You have people there to help you and to support you in all of this. So I love that. I love that. Hopefully you guys are taking notes. I've seen some people in the chat say they love some of these comments. So thank you guys for sharing this. I'm gonna kind of pivot this last question because I really want to hit on global because it's close, right? What are some things you guys are doing with your team and some of their newer people to help get them to global, encourage them to come to global, and why be it global?
That is such a good skill set to have is to explain why someone needs to be there. It's hard because you can't bring the information back to them, and the experience isn't the same. It's about the feeling of being there. And one of the greatest skills I think a leader has is or abilities that they need to develop, and this is something I'm working on, is to be able to cast vision. Because when I first joined, I did not go to the first in-person event for an entire year. I waited an entire year. I made every excuse in the book why I shouldn't go. I was too busy. I had stuff going on. I had to sort my socks, whatever the excuse was to not go to convention. And finally, I ran out of excuses. I happened to be open there, and I went there, and that's where everything changed for me. Everything changed because for the first time, I saw the vision of what this could be for me. And I saw people who have achieved what I wanted to achieve, and they were there to tell me exactly step by step how to do it. And then I also saw that there was thousands of other people there that felt like I did, and I didn't feel like I was alone in this. So I saw it was just validating that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people out there looking for this. Right. So it validated, wow, there are people that think like me that are into this, that are looking for this as well. And so that first event changed everything. That's what put me on the path because it laid out everything nice for me as far as a vehicle and a path to follow. And there was people there to help me along the way. And so we need to be able to really pass that vision to people to say, look, this is where you go so you can see what I see. And you're going to hear from people that have done what you want to do, and they're going to tell you exactly how to do it. And so that's why you need to be there. You're not going to get that if you don't go. And so why not go and then at least figure out if this is the right vehicle for you, if nothing else. And if it is, we're going to show you exactly how to get where you want to be so that you can hit the ground running right after convention lets out. So it's really hard to frame that up for people, but I think it's really important for them to see that vision so that they actually make the effort to get there in person. But once they're there, that's it. I mean, they'll see it. I've never had a single person walk out of an in-person event and say, well, that was a waste of time. No one said, no one ever, right? I mean, no one's ever said that. So that's what we just share those stories and let people understand that they need to be there to see it for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, sharing the stories, you saw Brian get a little emotional, right? So I didn't go to the first event with him because I was still skeptical and I didn't have time. Like Brian, I was still making excuses. So it wasn't until the second event that he went to that I went, and that's where I saw the vision. I saw what was possible. You start, when you allow yourself to remove yourself, right, from the very situation that you're in that you wish you could get out of, which is why most of us got involved in LifeVantage for one reason or another. There's something that we wanted to change. When you can physically remove yourself from that situation and immerse yourself into an environment where you can start dreaming again, you can start thinking about living the life that you want to live versus the life that you feel you have to live, everything changes. And it's through those connections and it's through those stories and those experiences that happen. And you can't get that by just getting the Cliff Note version from somebody who comes back from the events. It's an emotional experience. And that's why those who go do everything that they can to keep going. And if you're questioning yourself, again, we're what, the middle of March 2025? What were your goals? Are you where you want to be in your business? If you're not, and you're not registered for global, knock, knock, McFly, right? Like I'm not trying to, but I mean, I'm just trying to be funny here. Like that's the reality of it. Why? Like Brian said, everything you're telling yourself is an excuse. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. For some of you, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to make you question the choices that you're making to be able to come, the money that you're going to spend, the time that you're going to take away from family. Been there, done that. We've done that. We've shared hotel rooms. We've packed sandwiches. We've done the things. We get it. But when you're in it, you got to be able to remove yourself. But if you are not where you want to be and you want to make more money in your business and you want to connect and hear other people's stories to reinvigorate you and remind you why you made the decision to get involved, then you just got to be there at Global. And I'm just so excited for Global. I can't wait. I can't wait
Gentry,
to see everybody and the family reunion and give
yeah.
everybody hugs. I'm so excited.
And it's such a good time. And Gentry, as Holly was talking, I saw this quote the other day. She bought me this calendar. It's got a bunch of quotes on it every day. And one of my favorites out of there, I saved it. It went along the lines of the point was everything you are today, you believed at one time that you could be that. Okay, so everything you are, whether your job, husband, wife, brother, sister, whatever you are, you believe that you could be that. And so I equate going to the event is where you can actually start to believe that you can be something bigger, that you can actually believe that what you want is attainable and we have the right vehicle to get there. So building belief is a big part of these events. And so that's what people need to understand so they get there. And again, once you're there, you'll understand it. I don't need to explain it ever again.
I
And we
love
get
that.
to see
Oh,
you, Gentry. We get to see
Yes.
all our corporate staff, you guys. I can't tell you how important it is to get to the events, reintroduce yourself every time, shake hands, get to know these people because they are bending over backwards, whether you realize it or not, and burning the midnight oil to help you and your teams because they want to see you succeed. So just be there. Just
I
go.
love it. I love it. I
That's
don't
it.
know
Yeah.
Just go.
if you guys didn't feel that in the chat, like holy cow, like I had the chills listening to you guys talk about that. You could feel the passion, the authenticity that you guys have for this business and for being at events and what they really mean. Because I mean, my first event here at LifeVantage was global in San Antonio. Very first, like my literally first day of work was global San Antonio. It was huge. The community, the culture, the feeling you get when you're around all these like-minded people, knowing that you're in the right place at the right time and you're going to learn and you're going to take notes and you're going to grow from it. It's such a powerful feeling. And kind of what you guys are saying, like, if you don't run towards that fear, if you're fearful of going, that's all the more reason you should go. Like you should not let that fear hold you back. Don't do what Brian did and sort your socks. Get to that meeting, get to that convention and be a part of it. So, I don't know. I'm super grateful and looking at Holly's background, leadership, gratitude, perseverance, determination, execute, grit, sacrifice, all those great reminders, success, that's huge. Those are all part of what this business is and what leadership is and how you can step into those leadership shoes the moment you begin this business and the moment you start sharing with your friends and family and get going. So, super grateful for you guys sharing today. I'm excited to see you guys at Global, not only at Global, but also next week. Brian, Holly, if you guys want to put a plug in for Ohio next week, this is your time. Drop it in, drop it like it's hot.
Yep. We'll be in Northeast Ohio with Gentry next week, Wednesday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 nights. The meetings are on the big blue calendar. I've posted them in all the Facebook groups. So if you are in or around the Ohio area, check us out. We'd love to have you join us. We want standing room only, right? And bring a friend. Bring a friend.
Love it. Love it. Bring a friend. Guys, like Holly's little sign says in the bottom right corner, do something great today. Go out, do something great. Super appreciate all of you guys on this call taking time out of your day. Hopefully, you'll share this with a friend. Grateful for you, and we will catch you guys next Tuesday. Thanks so much.